Okay, this is Brother Dex Davison reporting from the Headz Up Barber Shop here on the east side of the city of Detroit, right on State Fair and Russell. Today I'm here to talk to Brother Cain, who's the barber, and one of his customers, Mr. Virgil Phillips. How you brothers doing today?
Great, feeling great.
All right, we were having a conversation earlier and we was talking about community involvement through athletics.
Right.
So Brother Phillips, could you talk a little bit about your program that you used to have in this neighborhood?
Well, I wouldn't say used to have. It used to be right kitty corner from this barber shop, but I still got the program. It's just in another location, which is a half a mile west of this particular block we own now.
Okay.
But I moved in this neighborhood in 1978. I found it to be quite lacking in the terms of things to do for young people.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I just took it upon myself to create something for young folks in this neighborhood. And I started the program out of St. Rita's Catholic Church, which is across the street from here, which is now boarded up. But hey, man, I just always inspire people that we all got gifts. We all can contribute something to our community.
Yes, sir.
And if we just challenge ourselves to do that, you know, we can make it happen, man.
Yes, sir.
And I'm living proof of that, and I use it to help me with my sons. I was a young father at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And when my oldest son was born, I decided I'm going to do something that he can benefit from, too. So that's why I started the youth program.
Okay. What kind of program was it?
It's called R.E.A.C.H, and that stands for Religion, Education, Athletics, Character, and Hope. And it's an athletic-based program with the other things wrapped around, like education and spirituality, character. You know, you're just trying to get a young man. It's more, I guess you could consider a mentoring program today. In today's world, they use mentoring a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They use the mentoring thing a lot. I've been mentoring for 35 years. I probably should be credited with creating mentoring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I set out to do, is to reach out to young people.
Now, could you name some of the basketball players that have come through, some of the students that have come through your program?
I'm going to start with my son. R.E.A.C.H. Phillips is the all-time leading scorer at the University of Detroit. Detroit's college-only basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
He played 4 years there and took him to the NCAA tournaments a couple of years. He did some great things at the university. His jersey hangs up in Callahan Hall now as we speak.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the greatest all-time Titans. But, you know, with the current kids that come from our neighborhood, we got a kid, Keith Appling, that's at Michigan State now. And this program was a vehicle for him and his stepdad to become closer.
Mm-hmm. And
I challenged his stepdad to be involved with him. You know, you can be a coach, man. He didn't think he could do it, but fatherhood is a natural thing. I mean, if you just look in yourself, you know, you got all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So Keith Appling is a starting point guard right now at Michigan State University.
Wow.
Derek Nix is a starting center at the University of Michigan State. We had a couple of kids go up to Michigan. Deshaun Sims, who sat in this chair on numerous occasions, getting his hair cut. He graduated with a degree in business administration from Michigan.
See, that's what I want to hear.
All these kids come from this neighborhood, and the reason I got involved with them was through athletics. I kind of tricked them to play sports, just to allow me to work with them, and then I found out they were pretty good athletes at the same time.
Right. You know, that's the one thing I've learned about your program, the R.E.A.C.H program, is how you build that foundation, and also how to, to give back to the communities that they come from, and most importantly, to complete their education in higher institutions.
Right. Well, me and Cain working on a project now that we started with the barbers in the barber shop. Speaking of mentoring, I asked those guys, me and Cain used to shoot the breeze a lot about what we like to do. I found out this dude liked to play basketball and shoot hoops. He was shooting hoops in the neighborhood. I said, man, you should come up to my gym. And he inspired all the barbers to come up, and we started a mentoring program through the barbers. All these guys act as role models and mentors in the neighborhood because they come to the center and play ball themselves, and they interact with the young people. The young people see them. Cain had even got a couple of customers by being in that setting. But it's value in everything we do. I mean, barbers are very integral in what I'm trying to do because they deal with these kids every day. They see them up and down State Fair Avenue. Same kids that come in the gym, Cain see them walking past the barbershop.
Right, right. Well, you know, just like we said, the barbershop is the black man's think tank.
Yeah, the barbershop also brings a lot of validity to the things that we try to get our kids to understand. These guys lived it too. You'd be surprised how many barbers were athletes when they were coming up.
Right.
And the athletics didn't work out for them, and they ended up cutting hair or getting into some other industry. So it's just ways to network with folk, find out different lifestyles, different life stories. Like my son he's becoming a movie director now, trying to create his own film about his life. And what we're really trying to get across to people is fatherhood is really simple if you just, you know, take what you love to do and share it with your children.
Right. Now, the question I want to ask you now is, what age would you recommend for a student or a young person to get involved in the athletics?
Well, from personal experience, it started at a toddler age for my kids because I was coaching other kids in the neighborhood, so they was in that environment. But it's never too late. I mean, if your kid is 9 or 10 years old, that's an ideal time to introduce it to it because they have the capabilities in their mind to decide if this is something they want to do.
Right.
So 9 or 10 years old is an excellent time to expose them to it, and you'll be surprised how much they can gain from it.
Yes, sir. Now, you know, I think about downtown boxing right over there on St. Alban and Forest with Brother Khalid.
Familiar with that.
Now, they also have an excellent program over there where they actually, you know, where they're teaching the young pugilists, the young boxers about the sweet science.
Right.
And, you know, one thing I admire about that brother is he tells them you got to get that education. It's not just about coming to the gym to learn how to punch and punch correctly and, you know, thinking that you're going to be the heavyweight champion or one day, but you got to get that foundation behind you.
Right. Well, education is a foundation for everything we do with young people.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad to know about the boxing program in a pocket of the city that needs it. There should be a youth program in every 20 blocks.
Yes, sir.
And see, that's the problem. We spread out, hard to find, and not every community has that, you know. So that's a great thing. And when we in front of kids, use whatever platform you have to encourage them to seek educational foundation. That's what the E stands for, education. Because we know very few of them go on to become, you know, these movie star athletes.
Right.
So you got to put some other kind of goals in front of them. And athletics is a great way to train them how to pursue stuff.
Builds that discipline, like you said, the motivation. And
exactly.
Yep.
And competitive, because the world is competitive.
Right. Now, you know, speaking of which, that's one of the things that has been, you know, that's been implemented over in Japan and China and those different cultures is to be competitive and not to just look at it as being like just going out there to get your degree or whatever, but to also understand that you are on the field of battle.
Right, and that's what athletics does that better than any other medium I could think of, because if you don't bring it, your opponent gonna take it to you.
Yes, sir.
And that's the same way in the business world. You hear people talk about global now, and we years behind in our country. And we got a lot of catching up to do, so we behind. We like in the fourth quarter of a game, and we gotta come through.
Right, right.
Gotta come through.
Now, speaking of business, I'm gonna interview Brother Mike Cain here. How you doing today, Brother Cain?
Oh man, blessed, man.
You know, I've been knowing this brother for quite some time now, going on about 10 years. And he's been like a pillar in the community, a foundation in the community. A lot of young brothers have come here. How long have you been in been a barber there, Brother Cain?
Well, I've been actually doing hair for 30 years. I've been barbering for, I would say, 25 years.
Okay.
Excellent barber too, man. Excellent barber. Treat everybody on a personal basis, man. Everybody get the kind of cut that's suited for them. I done seen them take walk-ins and transform people, man. And I've just been amazed by it. He don't charge the going rate. I done seen him give free cuts to people. I mean, this guy is what you say, a pillar in the community. We blessed to have him. He a Highland Parker by birth, but you know, I always claim Highland Park is one of ours. I tell him that all the time because Detroit and Highland Park is one and the same to me.
Right.
But this brother, man, he'll take you off the street and make you look good enough for a job interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, before we end this video, what advice would you like to leave to the people, to the viewers out there?
I just say don't underestimate the heart of a champion. You hear that in athletics a lot, and all of us got a heart. You can't measure a heart by physically looking at a person. Everybody has something to give. We need to find it within ourselves and share it.
Okay. How about you, Brother Cain?
Well, I would like to leave, the last word is, stay focused. Don't believe everything you see on TV. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything that you hear on the radio. You know, take time and learn for yourself. If you seek the information, learn. Seek the information. I don't just believe it because we hear it. But go and find out and see if it's actually true.
All right. And this is Brother Dex Davison reporting from the Headz Up Barber Shop. Just got done interviewing Coach Phillips and the barber extraordinaire, Mr. Michael Cain. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.